Your lover brings out a stronger version of you, not a smaller one. That means being with this person does not shrink your voice, dull your ambition, or make you question your worth. Instead, being in that presence expands you. You start thinking bigger, dreaming louder, and standing taller. Not because you are forced to, but because you feel safe enough to grow. You are not walking on eggshells, measuring your words, or dimming your light to keep peace. Your confidence increases, your courage sharpens, and you feel more aligned with who you truly are. A real lover does not compete with your strength or feel threatened by your growth. They recognize it, respect it, and quietly encourage it. Their belief in you becomes a mirror that reflects your own untapped potential back to you. When love is real, it does not drain your energy or leave you feeling exhausted from pretending. It fuels you. It gives you the emotional strength to face challenges, the mental clarity to make better decisions, and the spiritual reassurance that you are not walking alone. A true lover does not control, manipulate, or limit you. Instead, they create an environment where you can evolve without fear. You become more disciplined, more focused, and more self-aware, not because you are trying to prove something, but because the relationship supports your highest self. In that space, you do not lose yourself. You find yourself. You become bolder in your purpose, firmer in your values, and more committed to becoming the person you were meant to be. That is how you know love is real, because it makes you stronger, not smaller. Your lover believes in your dreams, even when results are invisible, when there is no applause, no recognition, and no visible proof that anything is working. In those quiet seasons, when effort outweighs reward and faith is tested, this belief becomes a lifeline. While the world asks for evidence, your lover sees vision. While others question timing, your lover understands process. They do not mock your ideas or rush your growth. Instead, they stand steady when the dream exists, only in conversation and commitment. Their belief does not depend on outcomes or milestones. It is rooted in trust in you. They see your discipline, your resilience, and your willingness to keep going when quitting would be easier. That belief whispers strength into your spirit on days when doubt is loud. When results are invisible, discouragement can creep in quietly, but a true lover becomes a reminder of why you started. They speak hope into moments of uncertainty and help you hold on when progress feels slow. Not by empty promises, but through patience, presence, and unwavering support. They remind you that greatness often grows underground before it ever shows above the surface. Instead of measuring your worth by temporary setbacks, they anchor you in long-term vision. Their faith steadies your focus and reinforces your confidence, allowing you to keep planting seeds even when the soil looks empty. In that kind of love, belief is not passive, it is active, consistent, and empowering. And because someone believes in your dreams when the world cannot see them yet, you find the strength to believe in yourself until the results finally appear. Your lover listens to your silence, not just your words, because real understanding goes beyond conversation. There are moments when emotions are too heavy, thoughts too tangled, or pain too deep to explain out loud. In those moments, a true lover does not demand explanations or force responses. They notice the pauses, the change in energy, the quiet withdrawal, and the unspoken weight behind your eyes. They understand that silence is also a language, one that speaks of exhaustion, reflection, fear, or healing. Instead of filling the space with assumptions or impatience, they sit with you in that stillness, offering presence rather than pressure. That kind of listening requires emotional maturity, empathy, and the willingness to care without needing immediate clarity. When someone listens to your silence, you feel seen without having to perform or defend yourself. You are allowed to process at your own pace, knowing you are supported even when you cannot articulate what is happening inside. A real lover senses when encouragement is needed and when quiet companionship is more powerful than advice. They respect your inner world and do not make your silence about themselves. This creates safety, a space where vulnerability does not have to be loud to be valid. Over time, this deep level of understanding strengthens trust and connection because you know you are valued not only for what you say, but for who you are in your quiet moments. That is love that listens deeply, patiently, and with intention. Your lover challenges your excuses without attacking your worth. And that balance is the mark of emotional intelligence and genuine care. They do not tear you down to push you forward, nor do they use your mistakes as weapons. Instead, they separate who you are from what you do. When you hide behind fear, procrastination, or self-doubt, they call it out, not with cruelty, but with honesty and belief in your potential. They see when excuses are protecting comfort rather than purpose, and they refuse to let you settle for less than what you are capable of becoming. Yet even in correction, their tone communicates respect. You feel pushed but not diminished, confronted but not shamed. This kind of challenge strengthens you rather than breaking you. A true lover does not enable stagnation or applaud self-sabotage just to keep peace. They care enough to be uncomfortable, to speak truth when silence would be easier. At the same time, they remind you that your worth is not dependent on perfection or constant success. When you fall short, they do not define you by failure. They remind you of your strength, your progress, and your ability to rise again. This creates a powerful dynamic where growth feels safe and accountability feels supportive. You become better not because you are afraid of losing love, but because that love believes too deeply in you to let excuses win. Your lover brings peace, not confusion, because love is meant to be a place of rest, not constant emotional chaos. When someone truly belongs in your life, their presence settles your spirit instead of stirring anxiety. You are not left guessing where you stand, questioning intentions, or decoding mixed signals. Peace shows up as clarity, consistency, and emotional safety. Conversations may be difficult at times, but they are honest. Disagreements may happen, but they do not leave you feeling unstable or unsure of your value. A real lover does not play mind games, create unnecessary drama, or keep you in a cycle of doubt. Instead, their actions align with their words, allowing trust to grow naturally. This peace does not mean the absence of challenges. It means the absence of fear. You feel grounded, knowing that issues will be addressed rather than avoided, and that love will not be used as a weapon. A true lover does not keep you emotionally off balance to maintain control. They communicate clearly, respect boundaries, and create a steady emotional rhythm that allows you to breathe. Over time, this peace strengthens your mental and emotional well-being. You are able to focus, grow, and heal because your relationship is not a source of confusion. It is a source of stability. That is how you know love is real. It calms your mind, steadies your heart, and supports your growth instead of disrupting it. Your lover stands firm when life gets uncomfortable because commitment is revealed in pressure, not in ease. When circumstances shift, plans fall apart, or challenges arrive without warning, a true lover does not retreat, disappear, or emotionally shut down. Instead, they remain present and grounded, understanding that discomfort is a part of growth and not a reason to abandon connection. They do not look for exits when things become inconvenient, nor do they treat struggle as a sign to give up. Their steadiness becomes an anchor in uncertain moments, reminding you that support is not conditional on comfort. In difficult seasons, their consistency speaks louder than promises ever could. Standing firm also means facing problems head-on rather than avoiding them. A real lover does not deny reality or minimize pain. They acknowledge it and walk through it with resilience and patience. They are willing to have hard conversations, make sacrifices, and adjust expectations without resentment. This kind of firmness builds trust because you know you are not alone when life tests your strength. Over time, their presence during uncomfortable moments deepens the bond and reinforces emotional security. You learn that love is not just about shared joy, but shared endurance. That is the power of a lover who stands firm. Not just when life is easy, but when it demands courage, commitment, and perseverance. Your lover celebrates your growth, not control over you, because real love is rooted in freedom, not possession. When someone truly loves you, they are inspired by your evolution rather than threatened by it. As you learn more, heal more, and step into higher levels of confidence and purpose, they do not try to shrink you to maintain balance or power. Instead, they applaud your progress and take pride in who you are becoming. They understand that growth is not abandonment, it is expansion. Your independence, ambitions, and self-awareness are not viewed as dangers, but as signs that you are stepping into your full potential. Control seeks to limit, monitor, and dominate, but love seeks to uplift and empower. A true lover does not manipulate your choices, isolate you from your identity, or dictate who you should become. They trust you enough to give you space and support you enough to walk beside you. This kind of love creates an environment where growth feels encouraged, not punished. You are free to evolve without fear of losing connection, and that freedom strengthens the bond rather than weakening it. Over time, you become more confident, more secure, and more aligned with your purpose, knowing that the person beside you values your growth as much as their own. That is love that celebrates, not controls, and it allows both people to rise together. Your lover speaks life into you during low moments, because real love shows up strongest when your spirit feels weakest. When discouragement sets in and your confidence begins to fade, a true lover does not add to the weight you are already carrying. They choose words carefully, understanding that language has the power to either heal or harm. In moments when you doubt yourself, they remind you of your strength. When you forget how far you have come, they help you remember your journey. Their words are not empty flattery. They are grounded in truth, awareness, and belief in your ability to rise again. They see past temporary setbacks and speak to the resilience within you. In low moments, silence from the wrong person can feel like abandonment, but encouragement from the right person can feel like oxygen. A real lover knows when to challenge you and when to simply uplift you. They offer reassurance without minimizing your pain and hope without dismissing your struggle. Their voice becomes a steady presence that counters the negative narratives playing in your mind. Over time, this consistent encouragement strengthens your inner dialogue, helping you learn how to speak life into yourself as well. That is the quiet power of love that heals. Words that restore confidence, rebuild faith, and remind you that even in your lowest moments, you are never without value or support. Your lover respects your boundaries and your becoming, because love that is healthy understands that growth requires space, patience, and mutual respect. Boundaries are not walls meant to push someone away. They are guidelines that protect your emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. A true lover does not challenge your boundaries as obstacles or take them as personal rejection. Instead, they honor them, recognizing that respecting limits is a sign of maturity and care. They do not pressure you to move faster than you are ready or guilt you into compromising your values. By honoring your boundaries, they show that they value you as a whole person, not just what you can provide. Respecting your becoming means understanding that you are a work in progress. You are evolving, learning, healing, and redefining yourself as life unfolds. A real lover does not freeze you in an old version of yourself or resist your transformation because it feels unfamiliar. They give you room to grow without fear of being misunderstood or restricted. This respect creates emotional safety, allowing you to explore your potential with confidence. Over time, you feel supported rather than confined, encouraged rather than rushed. That is love that grows with you, patient, intentional, and deeply respectful of both who you are now and who you are becoming. Your lover pushes you toward purpose, not distraction, because real love is aligned with destiny, not detours. A true lover does not pull you away from your calling or compete with your goals for attention. Instead, they remind you of what matters when life tries to scatter your focus. They encourage discipline over comfort and growth over instant gratification. When distractions appear in the form of fear, laziness, or unnecessary noise, they help you realign with your vision. Their presence sharpens your direction rather than blurring it, helping you stay committed to the work you were meant to do. This kind of support requires selflessness and maturity. A real lover understands that purpose demands sacrifice, time, and consistency. They do not resent the effort your growth requires or try to replace your mission with temporary pleasure. Instead, they hold you accountable to your highest standards while offering patience and encouragement along the way. Over time, their influence strengthens your focus and reinforces your sense of responsibility to your future. You begin to move with intention, knowing that the person beside you is invested in what you are becoming, not in keeping you distracted from it. That is love that builds legacy, not just comfort. Your lover shows consistency, not just intensity, because real love is proven over time, not in emotional bursts. Intensity can be exciting. It shows up as grand gestures, passionate words, and powerful beginnings. But consistency is what sustains connection. A true lover does not disappear after the excitement fades or when effort is required. They show up repeatedly, reliably, and with intention. Their care is steady, not unpredictable. You do not have to wonder when they will be present or emotionally available, because their actions follow a pattern of commitment rather than mood. Consistency builds trust and emotional security. It means being dependable in communication, support, and effort, even on ordinary days when nothing dramatic is happening. A real lover understands that love is not just about how strongly you feel in a moment, but how faithfully you act over time. They choose to be there in both high and low seasons, creating stability instead of emotional whiplash. Over time, this consistency allows you to relax, grow, and feel safe within the relationship. You learn that love does not need to be loud to be powerful. It needs to be reliable, intentional, and enduring. Your lover chooses commitment over convenience, because real love is not guided by what is easiest, but by what is meaningful. Convenience seeks comfort, quick solutions, and minimal effort, while commitment requires patience, sacrifice, and responsibility. A true lover does not stay only when circumstances are favorable or when emotions feel effortless. They remain present even when love demands work, adjustment, and perseverance. When challenges arise, they do not look for shortcuts or escape routes. They look for solutions. Their loyalty is not situational. It is intentional. Choosing commitment means valuing the relationship beyond personal comfort or temporary feelings. A real lover understands that growth comes with discomfort and that lasting bonds are built through consistency and choice. They are willing to invest time, energy, and emotional effort even when it would be easier to walk away or disengage. This dedication creates stability and trust, allowing both people to grow without fear of abandonment. Over time, commitment becomes the foundation that strengthens the relationship, proving that love is not just about being present when it is convenient, but about standing firm when it truly matters. Your lover grows with you instead of competing with you, because love is meant to be a partnership, not a rivalry. A true lover does not measure success in comparison or feel threatened by your progress. When you evolve, achieve, or step into new levels of confidence, they do not try to outshine you or diminish your accomplishments. Instead, they are inspired by your growth and motivated to elevate themselves as well. They understand that your wins are not losses for them, but shared victories that strengthen the bond. In this kind of relationship, progress is celebrated collectively, not counted individually. Growing together requires humility, security, and emotional maturity. A real lover does not keep score or compete for attention, validation, or power. They support your learning, respect your pace, and encourage mutual improvement. When one person is ahead in a certain season, the other offers support rather than resentment. This creates balance, trust, and harmony, allowing both people to evolve without fear of jealousy or comparison. Over time, the relationship becomes a space where growth feels natural and encouraged, not contested. That is love that builds unity. Two individuals moving forward together, stronger because they choose collaboration over competition. Your lover invests time, energy, and presence, not just words, because love is demonstrated through action, not promises alone. Words can sound beautiful and intentions can be expressed easily, but real love shows up in consistency and effort. A true lover makes time for you even when life is busy, chooses to be emotionally available, and gives attention that is focused and genuine. They do not rely on future plans or repeated assurances to prove care. They show it through daily involvement, follow through, reliability. Their actions align with what they say, creating trust and emotional security. Investing presence means being fully engaged, not distracted or half committed. A real lover listens, responds, and participates in your life with intention. They give energy not only during special moments, but also in ordinary ones, checking in, supporting you, and being mentally and emotionally present. Over time, this steady investment builds a deep connection because you feel valued beyond conversation. You are not sustained by empty words, but by consistent effort and genuine attention. That is how love becomes real, not through what is said, but through what is repeatedly done. Your lover helps you remember who you are when life tries to make you forget, because there are seasons when pressure, failure, loss, and disappointment can blur your sense of identity. In those moments, it is easy to shrink, to doubt your value, or to disconnect from the person you once knew yourself to be. A true lover becomes a living reminder of your strength, your character, and your purpose. They reflect your best qualities back to you when you are too tired or discouraged to see them yourself. Not by denying your struggles, but by reminding you that your struggles do not define you. Their presence grounds you in truth. When circumstances attempt to rewrite your story, when life is loud with demands and expectations, a real lover speaks clarity. Hey, remind you of your values, your resilience, and the journey that shaped you. They recall your victories when your mind replays failures, and they hold your vision steady when yours begins to shake. This kind of support rebuilds confidence and restores perspective. Over time, their belief strengthens your ability to stand firm in your identity, even when life is overwhelming. That is love that protects the soul. Love that does not let you lose yourself, but helps you return to who you truly are.